on something behind the scenes specifically for the people who watch my videos. And after helping 350 other agency owners from 51 different niches.
Did you read the same text I did? There's the son took the woman's car with the girlfriend. Okay, the girlfriend down there reported to her caseworker that they killed some lady and burned her house.
Police officers and U.S. Marshals were called to a home
Ghost,
in a
what's
quiet
up,
gated
dude?
community in Sylvania Township, Ohio.
How you doing?
Could a text from a runaway young woman really be leading them to the scene of a murder and arson? Just what happened in this sleepy little town, and what would draw investigators some 1,700 miles away and to an arrest in the dangerous cartel hotbed of Juarez, Mexico?
I told her he had $5, you know.
Oh my god, new PB.
Well, I killed
180, let's go.
So I might as well kill another. I don't feel bad about it.
It's your birthday, shouldn't you be happy? Shouldn't you be happy? I'm confused. Like, I'm happy. It's not about me being this old. Hey, brother. You want some words of encouragement? It only gets worse from here, so enjoy being young. You know? It only goes downhill from there, brother. Where is everyone? Not many people watch my streams anymore, bro. You know what I mean? After my shit got hacked, not many people stopped by. Which, you know, I don't really blame them. People move on in life and shit. It doesn't really bother me. It's just the way of the natural order of things, you know?
Before we begin,
Every
we would
dog
like
got
to
his
extend
day.
our deepest sympathies to the family and loved ones of Nicole Jones, a mother who took in her adult son and the troubles that would follow him. Juarez, Mexico is one of the world's most dangerous cities, a border town with a heavy drug cartel presence and rampant crime. On May the 8th, two American citizens, a man
people
and
stopping
a
by? I
teenage
mean, there's
girl
6 people
were
in here right
spotted
now.
attempting to sell jewelry on the streets of that city. The two were quickly picked up by Mexican authorities who wanted to make sure the man wasn't attempting to traffic the young woman. There was no way they could have known that the two people they were taking in to protect were actually involved in a heinous crime some 1,700 miles away. The two quickly identified themselves to Mexican police as 33-year-old Jonathan Jones of Sylvania Township, Ohio, and 17-year-old Caitlin Coons of Canton, Ohio. Caitlin explained that she was with Jonathan willingly and was in no danger. While the officers were verifying their identities, a search of the car they had been traveling in turned up a very small amount of marijuana. Jonathan told the officers the marijuana was his and that he had been told that possession of such a small amount in Mexico was not against the law. The police informed him that that information was wrong, and he was arrested and taken to the local jail. Since Caitlin was a minor and an
Hey
American
man, you know what?
citizen,
Now is the
Mexican
perfect
authorities
time to
handed
just
her
have a
over to-
fresh start, you know what I mean? Now's the perfect time to have I was 13 when I first entered your chat, now I'm 15. That's pretty crazy to think about, actually. But my point still stands, you know? Now is like the best time in the world for you, bro, because you're just getting a fresh start in life, you know? You can be whoever you want to be at this new school. You can literally be anyone you want to be, buddy. So just think of it like that. You know what I mean? You know, the first thing you should be doing is just trying to make as many friends as possible, and then you can decipher for yourself whether they're actually good people or not. Ah, bro. The only, I mean, if you sit here and you're hating on yourself, of course people are gonna hate you. If you can't love yourself, no one else is gonna love you. You know what I mean? You pick up what I'm putting down. Yo, Jay, we had some fucking fire games last night, but I was drunk as shit. Doing good in class? Well, yeah, that should be a good high priority for sure. Hey, Rocky, let's go downstairs. Come on. Come on, downstairs. Go. Get going. Go. Downstairs. Hey. Little boy, downstairs. Come on. Go. See mom. Yo, Jay, if you're still here, yes, sir, it was fire, no cap. Jay, if you're here still, bro, I'm not even trolling, bro. I thought I was dreaming about me getting those 20 bombs last night. I woke up and I had to go on my Apex account and look. I was just like, there's no fucking way that actually happened, right? I'd actually go look. I thought I was fucking just drunk and dreaming. I never actually had a good report card. The best I've gotten in an actual class before is like a C. Well, let me ask you this, Ghost. Have you actually ever... Was it in bot lobbies? Iron Stomach, no. It was not. Here, I can fucking show you the game if you want. Definitely not bot lobbies. We were getting fucking shit on for the first little bit of the game.
Alright, we got 38 there.
Oh, no, this wasn't in those bot lobbies, no. I forgot about those bot lobbies. No, it wasn't in that, no. It was... I got one with Horizon. Where is it? I got like a 25 or 26 kill game with Horizon. I don't even know where the fuck it is. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, right here.
That bin.
In this bin, throw nade in
You
that
play
bin.
Apex? Iron Stomach, yeah, out of boy, bro.
There's two in
This is
that
a
bin.
23 kill game right now, but yeah.
Should we drop?
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie on this side. Just flying up.
Nah, honestly.
White. One shot.
You're running away.
Dead, dead.
Just the one squad
Three.
left, pal.
All three then.
Yeah. Up top, up top. They're coming up top. They're gonna be at the end of our tunnel here. Possible.
That's actually pretty nuts. I can't believe I actually did that shit last night. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like fucking 12 seasons since I got a 20 bomb. No, actually that's a lie. I got an Octane 20 bomb last season. I lied. Alright, anyways, boys, we're gonna do some Grotesque Guardians. Let's do it. Let's do it! Alright, wish me luck, boys. I want the pet really bad. Oh, no, I just drank... Oh, thank God. I just drank 2 doses. Fuck. How, brother? Why you gotta have such good RNG against me, Dusk? Fuck, dude. Solo, a Shadow, and Iron Man. Solo's a Shadow? Damn. Yeah, I haven't... My ultimate my hardcore Iron Man, bro. My first KC at Winter Toda, I got pet. First KC. I was just like, holy shit. Is there even a point in doing this now? That shouldn't hit me, right? Oh, that one will. Yo, I'm RN. Come on, RNG. RNG, give me a big 20 bomb here. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 14, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Hit him. Yes. Yo, we're speedrunning this shit. Let's go. We are speedrunning this shit, boys. We might actually get the fucking... Kill this bitch. Kill this fucking guy. Come on, quicker. Quick. No, I can't get those zeros right there, man. Hit him. Quicker. 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 Big 40. Big 40. Big 20. Yo, that's gotta be... New personal best? Yeah, that's what I thought. For sure. I was like, there's no way it's not. I'm gonna say, there's no way it's not a new PB, bro. Let's fucking go, chat. That's what I'm talking about. This is gonna be a long run in here, too, actually. I can already feel it.
To
Throw this
police
video
in El
on.
Paso, Texas, which sits just on the other side of the border
Alright, let's do it, boys.
between the U.S. and Mexico
Let's
from
do
Juarez.
it.
The authorities there wouldn't be taking her into protective custody, though. A trail of questions had finally caught up with Caitlin, one that had begun with an encounter with U.S. Border Patrol officers days before in New Mexico. One that seemed routine at the time that left Caitlin
A chick's
and Jonathan
actually,
to go
I'm not
free.
one to like talk
Just
about
one
looks,
day ahead
but
of some
she is
very
ugly
disturbing
as shit.
news.
Holy
During
fuck.
the encounter with the U.S. Border Patrol, the officers had found out that Jonathan had an arrest warrant out for his arrest from Woods County, Ohio. He had
I ain't
missed
no
a court
looker
date,
either, but
and
goddamn,
it had
that
been
bitch was
days
ugly.
since his ankle monitor had reported his
Nah,
whereabouts.
nah,
Both
fool. Just
Caitlin
quit
and
chasing.
Jonathan would say that the Border Patrol officers let them go after saying that their job was to watch for things and people coming across the border to the U.S. and not the other way
I'm fucking
around.
just dead here.
Hours later, a notice from Canton, Ohio would come in to those same Border Patrol officers that there was a missing juvenile report out on Caitlin. By that time, the pair had moved on to Texas and were headed to the El Paso area. The Border Patrol officers got back in touch with the investigative detective in Ohio and let him know that they had not just seen Caitlin, but Jonathan as well, and the two had been driving a 2021 Buick Encore registered to his mother, Nicole. Meanwhile, Caitlin's social worker had alerted the police to a text she had received from the young woman, one with a very disturbing admission. A text that said she had been involved in 2 murders and an arson. The detective was unable to reach Nicole by telephone, so
No,
he
he
called
hit
the
me with
police
that?
in
Are you
her
fucking kidding
hometown to
me?
do a wellness check on the woman. Because of the
That
warrant
shit
out for
spawned
Jonathan,
so fast, I
members
couldn't
of
even
the
move.
U.S. Marshals
Like, holy
Fugitive
fuck.
Recovery Unit were also dispatched to that location.
Regional dispatch, non-emergency.
Yeah, this is Detective Sedaris from the Canton Police Department.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I am investigating a possible kidnapping involving a Jonathan Jones. They were stopped in Arizona by the Border Patrol in a Nicole Jones vehicle. That's Jonathan's mom. Now, the 17-year-old girl that is with Jonathan, who has a nationwide pickup, texted and said that they murdered Jonathan's mother, somebody else, and set a house on fire.
In my general chat? Yeah, I'll check it out.
We want to find out about the vehicle?
I'll check it out.
Well,
Not right now, but I
know the
will.
vehicle's in Arizona because the Border Patrol stopped it 4 hours ago. But I just want to, make sure Nicole's all right.
And Nicole's last name again is?
Jones.
So her vehicle's in Arizona with her son? Or no?
Yeah, no, her son, Jonathan, was with a 17-year-old official missing, Caitlin Coons.
Sylvania Township Police and U.S. Marshals, upon arriving at the home, found it locked and no one coming to the door. A package was on the doorstep, delivered some days before, and no one had picked up the mail. Once again, Nicole could not be reached at any of the contact numbers they or the gated community property manager had available.
This information is third hand, but we know her car is, and because we know the Border Patrol stopped that car down this Arizona.
It's now in Mexico?
We don't know. They're trying to find it right now. They got an airplane up and they're trying to locate it and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it was.
But this is pretty concerning with the package out there and what they're saying.
Well,
and
we call the fire department to 4th Century.
Has
They
have
haven't
seen
Fuck, I'm gonna smoke a toke after these kills here, boys. So make sure you guys pack those bombs, roll up those Dubais. We gonna get fucking stoned as shit, boy.
Or codes or any of that.
So let's stop for a moment and take a look at the persons involved in this story. Caitlin Coons was a 17-year-old woman who had run away from home numerous times from the ages of 12 to 14. Originally from Akron, Ohio, she would move around the state over the next few years, going into a number of social services programs and group homes, staying with them for a few months, and then running away again.
Man.
She would be in and out of trouble
You look away
throughout
for
those
1
years,
second and this
also
motherfucker
developing
makes-
an eating disorder that at times would require
Makes,
hospitalization.
what is it,
It was
boulders
one of those
fall,
facilities
boulders,
she had
rocks,
escaped
whatever.
from when she met Jonathan Jones in August of 2022
No,
through an
I'm dead here.
online dating app.
Oh,
Jonathan
look at
was
the
a
movement.
32-year-old Army veteran who had served for 12
Oh
months
my
overseas
fucking
in
God,
Kandahar,
let's go,
Afghanistan,
baby.
before being discharged from the service with a partial disability in 2011. According to
Look
his
at the
own testimony,
schmovement.
Jonathan had been hit in the head by a piece of armor plate while performing maintenance duties and suffered injuries that left him with minor memory issues and tinnitus, or ringing of the ears. On returning home
Bro,
from
tinnitus
overseas, he had
sucks.
divorced
I
his
have
wife
ringing
and
of
went
the
on
ears
to
all
have
the-
2 children with
No,
a
no, I
girlfriend
slept
in the
like
following
shit.
years.
Bro,
He had had a tough
Jay,
time holding down
you
a
think
job,
you slept
and
like
the
shit,
relationship
buddy?
ended. He would
You
end
should
up
have
coming
seen
home
me
to live with
sleeping,
his
or
mother, Nicole
rather, the
Jones,
lack
who had been
thereof.
given a home in Sylvania Township by her own father. 53-year-old Nicole Jones was twice divorced and spent most of her adult life working as a phlebotomist at the local hospital. Abusive relationships had taken their toll on her over the years, and she was unable to work. She spent most of her days within the home. She was very devoted to her son and apparently had become very protective of not just him, but the life they shared together. In short, Jonathan and Caitlin fell in love, and Nicole didn't want them to be together because of the 16-year age difference between the two.
You don't say. That is a little fucking odd.
In Woods County, Ohio, and Jonathan would spend 5 months awaiting trial.
I wouldn't mind some Sarah Dome Bruce from this fucking guy.
And pandering. Able to finally make bond, Jonathan returned to his mother's home, now with an ankle monitor on and under court orders to not have any contact with Caitlin. It didn't take long before Caitlin showed up on his doorstep, and Jonathan snuck her into the house where she hid out in a bathroom. Nicole had no idea that Caitlin was in the home, and then things took a disastrous turn. So let's go back to the police and the U.S. Marshals at Nicole Jones' home. After making entry, they walk into the small home, and what they come across looks nothing like a crime scene. The place is messy and obviously lived in.
All right, we're
going
to
to
smoke
signs
a toke.
of even a struggle, much less a murder. And there was no body, and it was readily apparent that there had been no attempt at arson within or around the home. There were no signs of Nicole either. Many of the items that one would expect her to use in her day-to-day life, including her prescription medications, were all present. If she had planned on leaving for an extended period, surely she would have taken such items with her. There's no sign that her son Jonathan had been there for some time either. A messy desk with drink cans and cigarette packages littering it showed no signs of having been disturbed for some time, indicating that no one else had been there for some time either.
Police department!
Okay, baby. You're okay, buddy. It's just a little bit of rain. My dog, dude, when he hears rain, it just starts shaking like a little biatch. Oh my god. If my nose could actually smell properly, this weed might actually smell amazing. Cheers, boys.
Douglas, Arizona. Yeah, that way, yeah.
I wonder if they could have did this arson somewhere else.
How about the garage? Did you guys check the garage?
Yes.
Anything in there?
You would have heard it.
No, I meant, is there any vehicles in there? So this right here is wrong.
Why don't you, Dave, check that mailbox and see what is in there. Okay. What kind of mail.
All right.
That's actually a smart cop. Check the mailbox. Smart man.
Yes, the detective from Lake said that this guy was supposed to move in to take care of her. This other detective from White House, or from Lake, said that he ran into
Come on, just fucking
John
go behind
and
me.
Caitlin
Oh, I just fucked up so
January
hard.
in their jurisdiction. So, and he said she's the brains of the operation.
The officers
Bro, this
and
guy is
marshals
spitting
are
out
left
those
to
rocks
wait
like
for
it's
a
nothing
forensic
right
team
now.
to arrive. They know that just because something doesn't outwardly look like a crime scene, it doesn't mean that there aren't answers to be discovered. The men discuss what they know about the case and the people so far. One of the marshals joins back in with more insights into the case.
Says, I just killed 2 people and I did 2 arsons. I'm in deep trouble, and they don't know I'm away from Ohio and about what and that was kind of the end of it. But that's
there's the money.
That's
is that her holding the money?
I don't know. I'm guessing this is her phone because clearly it says right, Caitlin, whatever. But so Canton PD detectives are working that side of it.
Jesus. All right, that's why we're gonna get a detective down here.
Hey, mom's probably in the trunk.
And what?
I said, that dude's mom's probably in the trunk.
Oh, who knows? I mean, I don't know what income, maybe she, you know, they milked her for that, or who knows.
But I'm saying if they don't have a car, I wonder if they could see if they could put a locator to stop it at the border if they're trying to cross the
We've already done that, and they got airplanes up right now.
Oh, awesome.
So, I don't know, man. I think this is definitely the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's, not going to look good.
No, I don't think so either.
Now, let's shift our focus south, far south. Mexican authorities have handed Caitlin over to police in El Paso, Texas, and they have alerted them that within the seized car they found Nicole Jones' wallet, social security card, her credit cards, her ID, and health insurance information, and a camouflaged backpack with burgundy stains on it. Caitlin, now being held in the El Paso Border Patrol office, is taken into a room for questioning. FBI Special Agents Colette Baumley and Hannah Mazza come in. They are well aware that something has happened, but they need information about what really went down in Ohio and along the way to Mexico. They know Caitlin has that information, and to get it, they try to build a rapport with the young woman first in hopes that she will open up.
So we're here because we just want to talk to you, figure out what happened, how you made it down there, if you were treated okay, because obviously...
I don't really want to talk about it. I already talked to the police about it.
In Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, they have a translator. So, what Colette's trying to say, like, our concern?
I know nothing bad happened. I was just down here for a week or so, and then when I went to go use the bathroom, that's when the Mexican police, pulled me aside and was like, you're going to have to come with us. You don't have a traveling visa.
Okay.
That's what happened. And besides that, nothing else happened.
Can I stop hitting, ones,
a couple
bro?
Mexican restaurants. I slept at a couple motels here and there. That's it. Okay. There's nothing, deep, I went on a killing spree. No, it's not what happened.
Okay.
And I came to Mexico because I was looking for a new beginning.
The two FBI agents are kind to her and continue building a level of trust. They spend time discussing her relationship with Jonathan, asking if she cares about him, and taking a few minutes to hear a story of how he had taken care of a stray cat the two had taken in before his arrest in October the year before.
Dude, I fucking hate this game sometimes.
He ended up having to go to jail because they found marijuana in the car, even though Border Patrol let us go with it or whatever.
That's just Jonathan, right?
Yeah, Jonathan Jones. And I was with him, and they took him, and then they said since I'm in Mexico, apparently you can't be alone in Mexico if you're a child. And I was like, well, I'm about to be 18, and I'm literally in Ohio, USA. When I was 13, that's when I was allowed to go off on my own. So
okay, so Jonathan, and he, I think you mentioned before, that's your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you meet him?
I met him before the car accident, and I met him at a store, and that was whenever I broke out of the MS program, which was an abusive eating disorder program. And whenever I was at the store, I gave him my number, and I left. And then a few days after that, after living out on the streets, I turned myself in, and I stayed in contact with him ever since. And he's just been a caring person, so I ended up dating him because I'm about to be 18.
Okay.
But we haven't done anything sexual because I already know the rules of that.
Just sounds like he was a friend, right?
Boyfriend.
But he treated you very well. That's what I mean. He treated you very well.
Yeah, he made sure I ate, made sure the cat was eating. Whenever we did get the cat, he always checks up on his mom. He's just very caring.
Okay. Stare down and drill. That's exactly what we wanted.
Do you by any chance know kind of what a dangerous area you were in?
No, I did see the military and the police drive by and stuff, but they were driving around so frequently, I didn't think anything was gonna happen, and I know how to defend myself because I grew up in the hood of Ohio. So
I grew up in the hood.
And I've been in fights with girls my age. That's the reason why I don't become friends with people my age, because it's just I don't understand them.
Right. So I get it, and I have no doubt that you can defend yourself.
They then turn the questions back to test the waters with Caitlin about Nicole.
Does Nikki know that Jonathan's in jail in Winston?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since he got taken away, so I don't know if he called her or if the police called or what happened with that. I do not know.
She knows last time then that you like talked to her?
Well, hers phone lost signal because of Mexico. So then mine was the only one working, but then mine kept glitching out. So we didn't really have working phones in Mexico.
Probably because you were hooked up to the Mexican network. So probably about the Mexico launch and talk to her.
What?
When did you want to talk to Nikki before?
I think it was like right when we like went to Arizona, like when we talked to her. But I don't know when that was. I just know it was like right before we got to Mexico. We talked to her
Let's go,
as we were
baby.
making our way out to Mexico or whatever, but then she was talking about like she's busy, she doesn't want to talk, going on walks. Like I said, she's a busy person. Like, I'm not gonna keep with old women. I'm not gonna get yelled at by somebody. So we just kept traveling and stuff, and we were like, maybe she just is doing her own thing, let's like not bother her.
Got it.
So that's how that went.
Okay. When did you guys leave in Ohio?
I do not know that either.
You don't know?
It was
Can you close my door?
I don't know an estimate either. I just know that
Thank
we
you.
entered Mexico a week ago and that we went through some states along the way.
Okay.
I don't remember the states. I know one of them was Arizona. I know that we were in Texas at some point, and I know that we went to Mexico. That's all I know. I can't give you the exact dates because I don't. My brain doesn't let me process that because I have a brain injury.
The agents let Caitlin know that an old boyfriend of hers had alerted authorities when he had received messages saying that she had done some terrible things.
I understand what you're saying. You're not a victim, okay? I understand that you want to be an adult, and that's fine. I'm going to talk to you as an adult. I'm going to talk to you face to face right now about the issue that we have with this, okay? So it says you killed 2 people.
Okay, but like you understand, he has access to be able to hack it and let me finish.
Okay. It says you killed 2 people. We can't find Nikki. We don't know where she's at.
I didn't know she was missing.
And you guys have her car. And you guys had all of her credit cards.
I know that she went missing. So who killed her?
We don't know.
No, but I want to know who killed her because she was a nice mom.
We know she hasn't been seen for a while, and it says we killed 2 people. We don't know that she's dead.
Okay, but you're putting that on me when I thought that she was doing perfectly fine and everything. And I told you I didn't send those messages. He's been able to hack my account.
So what we're trying to figure out is what happened and where she could be.
I don't know.
And if Jonathan is somehow associated with her going missing or where she's at her being dead.
He wouldn't do that. He cared about her. He made sure that me and her ate. Like, he made meals for us and was trying to get his mom to eat and stuff. Like, she wouldn't eat just because, like, her dentures would always, be in her mouth and she didn't, like, she felt uncomfortable eating like that or people. But, he kept telling her, it's okay to eat.
Alrighty.
My girlfriend's okay with you. Like, she hasn't eaten it for herself. Like, Mom, come play cards with us. Mom, come do this. Like, we want you to be a part of this.
How old is her mom?
I don't know that.
Now that Caitlin is on shakier ground and her resolve is wavering, they let her in on more information they have. While Caitlin and Jonathan were heading on their meandering path to Mexico, they had left a trail behind them.
So, Jonathan took a gun to a pawn shop here in El Paso and told the people that his mom was dead. He did. So, Caitlin, we want to help you.
I didn't know he did that. I didn't know there was a gun. I didn't know his mom said. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to say.
He was the truth. We want to help. That's all. We just want to help you.
Where are these orbs? I can't see them. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Get that fucking thing.
So she's dead. Did you guys find the body? No, I'm being serious. I don't know what happened. That's the reason why I'm asking. Did you guys find her body?
Really need your help. You just told me that this little fish would be bleeding. That opened her doors to you. And I think she deserves to be properly, right?
didn't know she was dead, so I don't really like that. I didn't know she was dead. Like, literally, when we left the house and everything, she was fine. Like, she was literally laying in bed on her phone. This is all this to me.
Caitlin may or may not have realized that her explanations have run her into a dead-end street. The agents push a bit more, firmly, but still maintain the trust levels they had established with her early on.
She's not missing them. I don't know. She can't be dead. Why? Because she was fine when we left.
Caitlin, we have, not only do we have the pawn shop owner statement, we have the gun now, and then we also have video surveillance putting you guys at the pawn shop.
I know we went to the pawn shop or whatever, but I didn't know about the gun. I knew that he wanted to pawn something to get money to be able to go into Mexico. That's all I knew, because they said that there's border where you have to pay to get in.
Right. We also have another pawn shop where I'm sure that you know other items were pawned off at that one too. And Hannah's right. So when we talk to him and he's going to try to point the finger at you, we're trying to help you. There's a difference between being 17 and being 33. Okay?
Is that here?
I get that, but I just don't know.
I think you do know.
Well, it's a matter of fact of, put it all on him, even though it's not all on him, or go to jail.
So it doesn't have to be one or the other. Okay? Her job is to present the truth and to find the truth. And that's what we want. We just want the truth. And we want to give you an opportunity to tell your story before he tells it for you.
It was all, it was all me. I told him that I had 5 hours. I ran away from an independent living house, and I told him he had 5 hours, to kill her, and he told me that he couldn't do it because that was his mom. And so he wouldn't do it, so I strangled her out and I took her rock and banged her head a whole bunch of times. And then I told him about it and he was shocked, so then I let him give him a moment, he threw up, and then we went to go get cleaning supplies that I cashed out and stuff, and then we cleaned up the body, cleaned up everything in the house. We disposed her body in a trash dumpster, and he couldn't do it, so I, was the one that put the body in the trash. And then after that, we took his ankle thing off, and then we went on the run. And most of the way, he was really struggling with it because it was his mom, and he needed marijuana. And that's the reason why, there was marijuana gummies in the car when they tried to enter Mexico. Why did you want to kill her? Because she didn't let us do it. And you love him.
They've gotten what they wanted to hear from Caitlin. She has implicated herself and Jonathan in the murder of Nicole Jones. At this point, with no body discovered, they had not even been able to establish that a murder had even happened. It looks like things were a done deal. And then Caitlin opens up and offers something more.
I also killed another person in Arizona in a drive-by. I don't know who it was. Also committed 2 arsons in Arizona in the middle of nowhere. Don't know what that was either. Okay. So it was a drive-by. I, loaded the gun and stuff and shot the person, and I left real fast, and then after that I washed off the residue of the gunpowder. Okay. Where were you when you were done? I know I was in Phoenix. There's Tucson that we were also in, and I drove another one. Do you know where the drive-by happened at? I think Tucson. Are you certain that there are deceased? I don't know what happened. I just remember pulling up the gun out of the window and shooting. Was it a male, woman, old, young? I think it was a woman. A woman? Do you remember how old she looked? She looked old and she had glasses, and she was by to the bus stop. Okay. Did you see her fall to the ground? No? Are you sure that it hit her? I was so quick to get out of there because of the loud shot. Were you in the car? Were you in the car? I was in the driver's seat. You were in the driver's seat? Yeah. Is there a reason, that precipitated it, that made you do it? I don't know. I was like, well, I killed someone, so I might as well kill another. Okay.
Some good logic.
What did Jonathan say?
I already killed one person, might as well go nuts deep.
I feel it was all going to catch up, and that, he can't believe he killed his mom, and that he misses his mom, and, basically, that he wish he didn't do it. Did he kill his mom, or did you? I killed her, but he, he kind of helped with the body retraction, but then after him dropping the feet, I told him, let me do it, you can't do this.
They have to get back to the subject of the death of Nicole. That is the crime before them, and there will be an opportunity to match up her admission of the drive-by shooting afterwards.
You strangled her. How did you do that? Okay, where was she when that happened?
She was trying to get something out of the fridge, and I flipped her over and started doing it, and then I took the rock that I had, right on the floor, and I started throwing it at her head.
Is that what the scratches are on your arm?
I don't know what these are.
No. Remember, if you lift up your sleeves, the other ones, are they from her?
No.
No?
Oh, these are self-harm marks.
Okay. Cutting? Yeah. Yeah.
Did she fight at all?
Yeah.
What? Did she fight you at all? She was very in shock, so she didn't fight. The only thing I remember is hackling with blood still up in her mouth,
Was that after she was hit with the rock? Did that happen?
Yeah, and then there was blood clots that started coming out of her.
Out of where?
I think it came out of her mouth. They were really big.
Okay. How long would you say that you strangled her for before you hit her with the rock?
I did it for 5 minutes, hit her with the rock, and then I kept strangling her. And then after that, after strangling her for a good, at least 10 minutes, I started banging really hard with the rock again.
Okay. So after the first 5 minutes of strangling her, do you think that she had passed away at that point, or?
I think it's whenever I stopped strangling her and put down the rock that she finally laid out.
Okay.
Did it happen in the morning or the night? It happened in the morning, and then the body was disposed of that night.
Okay.
She wouldn't let us be together. Nobody would let us be together, and it's kind of sad because it's obviously, I want this, I want him, I don't care if he's old, I don't care if by the time I turn 18 he's about to be an old ass man, I don't, I love him. There's nobody like him, is what I was trying to explain to him. And then I even told him, this is the reason why I killed your mom, because she's being very inappropriate with you, and she wouldn't let us be together. If only she would have let us be together, I don't think I would have ever become a murderer in my life.
Caitlin had proven to be anything but a little girl lost. she would be officially arrested and held for extradition back to Ohio to face the heaviest charges possible. Jonathan, after serving a couple of days for marijuana possession in a cramped Mexican jail cell, is turned over to the authorities in El Paso. Jonathan has no way of knowing what Caitlin has told the FBI agents. He just knows he's being held and that they know about the fugitive arrest warrant out for him. After reading him his rights and him waffling on requesting a lawyer, Special Agent Baumley and FBI Task Force Officer Michael Volpe sit down with Jonathan to allow him to explain why he's there. Once again, they allow him to talk freely, joking with him now and then, and offering some shared life experience comments to help put the man at ease. They begin with how he and Caitlin first got together. Only an audio recording of Jonathan's interrogation was made available.
Just because I'm trying to learn about you, like, how do you and Caitlin know each other?
We met through a dating website.
You were on what website?
Mingle 2.
Mingle
2.
Like number 2 or spelled out 2?
No, number 2.
Okay.
I was getting ready to delete it after having zero luck with all the dating websites and like trying to find somebody to date. She sent me a message, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll entertain the idea of the message and see what this is. Probably going to be a scam. I say, oh, spend some time with me, it's going to call, how it always is on dating websites.
Right.
And then we started talking and we hit it off
and how long had you guys been chatting on Mingle 2 before you guys?
I'm trying to think, because this was last year.
Oh, okay.
Probably about a month and a half.
Before you guys physically saw each other?
Yes.
Do you remember, like, when last year you met her?
It was the beginning of October.
Was when you saw each other the first time?
Yes, like actual face-to-face.
Okay. And then, so like end of September, you guys you found each other on Mingle 2?
Yes.
Okay. And then how many times have you guys seen each other since, I guess, October?
Well, we were together for like 2.5 weeks. I got arrested. Well, we both got picked up in Wood County for walking to a gas station at 5 o'clock in the morning to get something to drink and some cat food for a stray cat. Never again am I going to try to adopt a stray cat.
After hearing about his time in jail and how Caitlin came back to see him just after his release, showing up late one night, he goes on to tell the agents that his mom was probably off on a bender, claiming that she had recently developed an alcohol problem, along with marijuana and cocaine usage. The agents, knowing what Caitlin has already told them, give him time to speak and to get the false story out and out of the way. He does say that there was a lot of jealousy between his mother and Caitlin, that he could see it boiling up from the beginning.
I told her that I wanted to get back, be like back together with Caitlin, like where we could see each other, date, and whatever. And she just was not happy about that at all. She was like, "No, as long as you're living under my roof, not happening." Blah 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 blah.
Jonathan, at the end of almost 2 weeks that included the murder of his mother, a cross-country road trip in a stolen car, and the 2 nights spent in a Mexican jail, just breaks and begins telling the story once the Texas pawn shop information comes back up.
My gut's telling me to get a lawyer.
You're right as you're right, but based off the things that I've heard Caitlin say about you, I don't see that in you. Especially when it comes to your mother. I can't imagine you would have treated your mother that way. Again, I'd love to talk to you about it, because Caitlin said a lot of hateful things about you and what may have transpired. So if that's something you want to do, I would love to do it.
I do know that both Mom and Caitlin have said about each other that
how you doing, kitties?
If one or the other interfered with something that they would go to the extreme about, like my mom saying, "Oh, let her be crazy. She tries something, I'll shoot her." Blah 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 blah. And I know Caitlin has said on numerous occasions, like the first time we were together, and when we started talking the second time, saying, "If your mom tries to stop us from being together, then I will take action into my own hand." Not knowing exactly what she meant by that or anything.
Not good? Oh, dude, what's up?
And then they lean into the man's remaining feelings and make an appeal to the son who had lost his mom, the one who had spent his entire life being taken care of by her. Jonathan knows the gig is up, and he is at a time of reckoning. He asks for a lawyer. The agents agree that it is his right, and they walk out of the room to obtain one for him. It is just a matter of seconds, alone in the room with his own thoughts and guilt, before the man gets up, knocks on the door, and decides to come clean.
I decided that I'd rather talk to you guys instead of wait for a lawyer about the mom thing.
So I'm gonna let you kind of know the topic of discussion, so I'm gonna let you say what you want to say, and then if we have questions, we'll ask questions.
I was trying to cover for Caitlin by telling you I didn't know about my mom.
Okay.
We ended up going back to my mom's in my house after midnight. My mom was asleep, so they didn't have to deal with each other, and my mom didn't know Caitlin was going to be up here. Oh, sorry, in Ohio.
I got it now.
So we go back to the house. Caitlin and I hang out in my room. We cuddle and fell asleep. Wake up the next morning. I go out to have a cigarette, come back in, go back into my room, hang out with Caitlin for a minute, go out to the kitchen or dining room area, hang out with my mom, smoke a joint with her. She's like, oh, I'm about to go to the dispensary, blah, 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 blah. Do you want anything? It's like, oh, the only thing I want is a cart if you can get it. And, and she's like, all right, well, I'll get ready to go. I'm like, okay. Well, I went back into my room, grabbed my cigarettes, and I was going to go out for another cigarette. Well, when I come back in, firstly, when I'm outside, I hear something. I don't know exactly what it was, but definitely sounded like a voice struggling.
The voice struggling?
Yeah, like somebody getting hit or something. It just, through the door and everything, it just sounded like you can't really tell exactly what they were saying or anything. So I grabbed and finished my cigarette, and when I went in, I'm not going to forget this scene because there was a lot of blood. Caitlin went and I guess, I don't know when, like my mom was getting ready to walk off the door or what, she was in the kitchen and there was just blood everywhere. I don't know if Caitlin stabbed her or hit her over the head with something. And I immediately went into shock and just so much blood. I don't know exactly what else she did. I confronted her about it, and she's like, I had to do it so we could be together. Well,
and where are you guys at when this conversation's happening?
Just outside of the kitchen. She has blood on her. I stepped in some because of how I got everywhere, so I had a little bit on my socks. Just from the splatter getting everywhere. I don't know, like I said, if she stabbed her, cut her, or what, but there was blood all over the kitchen. At this point,
don't want to talk about it? Oh, I feel that, bro. Well, I wish you nothing but the best, man.
What did you do? And she straight up told me she stopped.
No, I'm rooting for you.
In a way of us being together. From there, we went.
And while you're in the house, do you see your mother?
Yeah, there is a body in the kitchen.
Okay. And then do you see where she's bleeding from or anything?
I couldn't tell because it was everywhere. There was blood everywhere. Everything was coated. It was on the fridge. It was on the stove. It was near the sink. Didn't get into the sink. Go figure. The one easy place to clean, it didn't go.
Jonathan then goes to explain how the two went out to a local grocery store and then to a Lowe's home improvement store to get cleaning supplies, a pair of tarps, and some lunch at McDonald's. They've cleaned everything up, dumped his mother into a dumpster at an old apartment complex where he had lived at one time, and then decided that it was time to make the road trip. They eventually get around to asking him about the shooting Caitlin claimed happened along the way.
Is there anything that was maybe firearm related that happened?
Yes. Caitlin wanted to shoot somebody.
Okay.
I tried talking her out of it. She said that if I couldn't accept that she wanted to do that, then she didn't want to be together. And me at this point not having anybody else in the world, only having her, was like, all right, let's go for a drive. I purposely went down neighborhoods and stuff that people would not have been out at that time.
Your time?
It was 5 or 6 in the morning, so like right before and like right at the start of the morning rush.
Okay. Daylight or still dark out?
The sun was coming up.
Okay.
Then I remember driving down a road that there was a bus stop thing.
Like a little
building thing. Yeah. Not like a building, but like a little overhang for sure.
Like awning.
Yeah.
Typical bus stop type stuff, yeah.
And then I hear a bang. And I booked it straight to the expressway. And I don't think she hit anybody.
What did she say after?
Well, she complained about her ears ringing, which happens when you don't wear ear protection in a closed environment. You should do that. And then, as we were getting on the expressway, which wasn't even a couple minutes later, she's like, I can't believe I just shot somebody. I'm like, well, did you actually hit them? She's like, I don't know, I think so.
The agents had had enough, and Jonathan would be led to the local jail and held over to be extradited to stand trial in Ohio. Both Caitlin and Jonathan would eventually plead guilty to the murder of Nicole Jones and be sentenced to life in prison. The body of Nicole Jones still has not been found to this day. Justice may have been served in the end, but the cold and callous act will sit long and lonely in the small community just outside of Toledo, Ohio. Caitlin's view of the killing shared during her interrogation leaves a chilling reminder of how little some think of another's life.
Bad about killing her, or are you just kind of like whatever? I don't feel bad about it because she was inappropriate towards him and she wouldn't let us be together. And you know what they say, like, you know, let people do them, let people be people, like, don't interfere with somebody's life because it's going to come right back on you.
Do you think she deserves back that?
Yeah, I do. And I mean, it's not like she was about to die anyways. So it's not like, it's literally, like, we all die at some point. It's not like she was literally about to die.
She was literally about to die?
No, I'm meaning it as, like, she was old already. And people, all of us, people in general, we all die at some point. And she was literally close to that age of dying. So I feel like it doesn't matter if I killed her or not. And I killed her because she gave me really two good reasons. She wouldn't let us be together, and she was very inappropriate towards him.
Okay.
And it's like, she didn't have friends, she didn't have family. So honestly, it's like I killed a nobody.
Well, what about the way that crazy, bro.
I don't know about that person. I did that one out of anger. Okay. I just wanted to blow off steam, and I didn't even think about that.
If you found this case compelling, don't forget to like the video.
Kill a boar in a free-to-play world? How many times I killed the Grotesque Guardians? Almost 100 KC on the Grotesque Guardians. Interesting. Interesting.
Black Ops 6 Zombies looks amazing. Looks fantastic. It really does. It really does. I want to start off this video by saying that because I don't want this to be seen as just me being negative for the sake of it. I want you to really logically think here and really think about the current state of the game and think about the last 4 years or so since Cold War came out and try not to get too excited. Now, this is a weird commentary coming from me. I'm known as the multiplayer guy. I don't even play Warzone. So, for me talking about zombies, I think it's fair, though, because I swear to you, I don't feel like installing the game again to show you, but just take my word for it. I played Cold War Zombies, like, 3-4 times as much as Cold War multiplayer because Cold War multiplayer, in my opinion, sucked. So I played zombies and I enjoyed myself in that regard. That was the one W I think I got with that entire experience of a game. And even then, it wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We only got one map at launch. It got kind of old playing that over and over. But anyway, you know, I do enjoy zombies. You can find a Kino der Toten Black Ops 1 run on my channel, complete with the Xbox 360 like jet engine noise that my mic's picking up. And that's from like 2010, 2011. I'm a zombies fan. I've been a fan since it first came out. I was there in the beginning with World at War Zombies, guys. Like, I'm a zombies fan at heart. And I'm seriously thinking that Black Ops 6 Zombies is going to be utter fucking dog shit at the end of the day. And it has nothing to do with Treyarch. It really doesn't. In fact, I'm on the dev side for the most part. Now that I kind of know what's going on behind the scenes and I took a peek behind the curtain, I realized for the most part, it's not the dev's fault. It really isn't. At least Treyarch and Sledgehammer. Infinity Ward, yeah, they're just morons. But Treyarch and Sledgehammer, I think that they are simply taking orders from the suits above and they have to put in stuff that they don't want to put in. You know, from what I've heard this year especially, Sledgehammer even fought to tone down SBMM in Modern Warfare 3. Activision said no, so there you go. But anyway, this isn't about the devs. I think Treyarch, zombies-wise, they pretty much never miss, and if they do miss, you know, it's not that bad. It's still better than every other attempt at zombies from the other two studios, for example. So, anyway, guys, Black Ops 6 Zombies, I'm going to tell you right now, take your expectations way the fuck down, okay? Take them down. And even though I said it looks great, Activision is going to ruin it. How do I know this? Look at the track record. Look at the past 4 years and tell me with a straight face that you as a Zombies fan have been treated well. You cannot. You cannot. And this goes beyond like BT stop complaining. Guys, I have watched my colleagues, and here's the thing. I don't know a lot of these people, especially in the zombies community, but I've watched my colleagues struggle. Anyone who does commentary on YouTube is just effectively a work colleague. I have watched these people struggle trying to play the absolute fucking dog shit that has been given to them in the past 4 years. Why can't we just get Treyarch to make zombies and not make it a yearly thing? Why not make it just a, I don't know, live service thing, kind of like Warzone? It's that good when they do it. It's that sought after when they do it. It would make Activision a ton of money. I don't get it. For the past 4+ years, I mean, since Cold War, we have not had a proper zombies experience. We haven't even had like a proper third mode, if you really think about it. Now, like, seriously, Vanguard Zombies, embarrassing, literally
Vanguard Zombies. That's just a well-known meme. It's pretty entertaining. Alright, y'all, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a glass of water. Or let's fill up this, bottle of water, at least. Hey, Rocky baby. Okay, buddy.
On your mark, go! Get set, go!
Yo, I wonder. Alien Romulan. Yo, what's up, Sean? It doesn't have a rating? Damn. $16th. Fuck, man. Next weekend, Friday night. It's this weekend. Oh, yeah. Sick. I cannot wait. You know it'd be a sick countdown. You know it'd be a sick trailer, or like hype up for the movie. 10 days away, and you do the count, like release a little clip every day and have the countdown from the ship. Let's hear this theories though.
Will a xenomorph queen appear in the upcoming Alien Romulus? First introduced in Aliens, a queen alien is the matriarch of a xenomorph hive, serving as its leader,
Good luck,
issuing
Shawnee.
commands telepathically through a hive mind to the subservient
Good luck,
castes
Shawnee.
like drones and warriors. When connected to an egg sac, she will lay the xenomorph eggs, which are called ovomorphs and contain facehuggers, allowing her hive to grow and expand in numbers. The last time we saw a queen was in fact 20 years ago in the movie Alien vs Predator from 2004, or if you want to get really technical, then the Predalien from AVP Requiem was said by the filmmakers to be a young queen known as a Praetorian, but if you're talking strictly a human-born adult-sized alien queen, then we haven't seen one in a movie since AVP, so it has been a very long time since we have actually seen an alien queen on screen. Before that, it was Alien Resurrection, which had a queen cloned from the embryo inside of Ellen Ripley, and before that, the chest burster at the end of Alien 3, and then back to Aliens where it was first depicted. This is of course not counting things like comic books and video games and such, but here we're talking about in the movies, the actual film canon. So there is some speculation among fans about if an alien queen will appear in the new movie, and while it is too early as of yet to say for sure whether it does or does not look like there may be, if we look at the teaser trailer, there is a part where there are not one or a few but many facehuggers, indicating there must also be a lot of eggs for them to have come from, and how would there be lots of alien eggs? An alien queen? Also, the footage shown recently at CinemaCon is described to be from a scene with facehuggers. The same scene or not from the trailer, I'm not sure, but either way, the film looks to have one of the largest amounts of facehuggers in it. Do you think this could hint towards a queen making an appearance in Alien Romulus? Make sure to let me know if you think one will show up or not. If we look back to the previous film Alien Covenant, David had reverse engineered an early form of xenomorph from the black goo pathogen, and it was speculated that he might have been planning on using Daniels to create a queen to produce the ovomorphs he had created with his experiments. Concept artwork from the cancelled Alien 5 shows a queen was going to be an antagonist of that film, and it features in a lot of the artwork with it rampaging through some sort of artificial garden or park area, and then Ripley was going to put on a kind of mechanical suit designed to resemble a xenomorph for some purpose, and then the queen is being killed by a large cannon. I do think it would be really interesting to find out how the scene was supposed to play out, as I am intrigued by the picture that these storyboards and concept artwork here were painting. I don't think a script for it has been shown though, so we'll probably never find out, unfortunately. In the video game Alien Isolation, which is said to be canon to the movies, it was said that while it wasn't seen by Amanda Ripley, there was actually a queen on board Sevastopol Station. Would I like to see a queen in Alien Romulus? Well, personally, yes and no. It all boils down to whether it would fit into the story. I would like to see a queen if it feels like it belongs in the story, but not if it feels like they would just be inserting a queen into the script purely for the sake of just having it there as fan service. Do I think personally that there will be one in the new film? Honestly, at the moment, I would say no, as going from the look and feel of what we've seen so far, they seem to be making it look a lot more like the first Alien, and there was no queen in the first film, so I think it looks more like that they are trying to recapture a lot of the stuff from Alien 1979 rather than the second movie, Aliens. Will an engineer, aka space jockey, appear in the upcoming Alien Romulus? Originally, the origin and purpose behind the space jockeys was left mysterious for a period of 33 years between the first Alien movie in 1979 up until 2012. During this time, a lot of extended media, mainly comic books and novelizations, would attempt to open up and expand upon the space jockeys themselves. This was until the previous two Alien movies, namely Prometheus, dove into their backstory and revealed them to have a distinctly humanoid form, rather than how they were perceived before as being a biomechanical species, as the jockey and the derelict looked like, half organic, half machine. But this was instead revealed to be a suit the actual creature was inside, rather than being its actual body. Also, they were given an official name of engineers, replacing the previous unofficial title, space jockeys. So how could an engineer be included in Alien Romulus, and would it make sense for them to do so? Well, not much info about the new movie has been unveiled as of making this video, but if we take a look at the Alien Romulus page on the Xenopedia wiki, under plot it reads: the film, an original standalone feature based on the original sci-fi horror movie released in 1979, will follow a group of young people on a distant world who find themselves in a confrontation with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Romulus takes place in 2142, between the events of Alien and Aliens. Most of the film takes place on the space station Renaissance. Many of the characters are siblings, whether it be through blood or as surrogate siblings. Romulus takes place in the era of the first film. This is represented on screen with the technology present being the same, or at least similar to that in Alien, whereas the technology seen in Aliens is on the cusp of being developed. The film is designed to be accessible to those who have not watched any prior Alien films. Its level of connectivity to said films has differed between sources. According to Collider, Romulus will have no connection to any previous Alien film or the TV series. According to Alvarez himself, however, connections to other films aren't ignored, specifically mentioning Alien and Alien Covenant. So going by the articles and interviews this page is referencing, it seems that the new movie will have some connection to the previous films, only loosely, but not outright ignoring them. So it would seem they aren't entirely retconning the two prequel movies. But with it being set after Prometheus, Covenant and Alien, it may reference them, but obviously not anything from Aliens or onwards, or Alien vs Predator. Also, seeing as this text says it mostly takes place on the space station Renaissance and not entirely, then could that mean perhaps that maybe could the Covenant be found by the crew members of the Renaissance? Perhaps if they detect it and then maybe dock with it and board it, Could that maybe lead them to discovering David's experiments and how he creates the xenomorphs, and then that leading them to the engineers somehow? If you saw Alien Covenant, then you may be thinking, hey, wait a minute, I thought David dropped the black goo on the engineers and wiped them out. How could they still exist in Alien Romulus if it's set after Alien Covenant? Well, it is said that the inhabitants of the planet in Covenant aren't actually engineers, but rather another race created by them, just like humans, as evidenced by their differing appearance to the engineers from Prometheus. The beings in Covenant looked more like halfway between humans and engineers, rather than actual engineers, as well as their civilization looking nowhere near that of even humans, let alone engineers. Except for the docking module, but that doesn't match the surrounding structures, so it could easily just be some technology left behind by the engineers. Also, if you look at the way they react to the engineer ship, it's as if it is out of the ordinary, and like they are excited because they think the engineers are returning, who they likely worship. Kinda like in AVP when the ancient Antarcticans worshipped the Predators. So a little bit more on the engineers themselves. Also known as space jockeys, engineers were an ancient extraterrestrial species of unknown origin. They possessed some of the most advanced technology in the entire galaxy, with special emphasis placed on their skills in genetic engineering. Credited with the creation of humankind, engineers were believed to have been beneficent creators of sorts, who sailed the stars terraforming primordial celestial bodies and seeding them with the foundations of biological life. As such, they were revered as gods by the species they created. In appearance, they are extremely pale humanoids and closely resemble humans, but are readily distinguished by their hairlessness, high nose bridge, raised brow ridges, extreme height, and larger muscle mass. The veins underneath their skin are visible and their eyes are black. They are highly sophisticated and possess technology centuries ahead of mankind, and are even more advanced than the Outer. They are extremely advanced in spaceflight and genetic engineering. The planet LV-223 was a research planet used by them, and was where they were experimenting with the black goo, an extremely potent and virulent mutagenic pathogen consisting of millions of microorganisms. It was designed to act in a dual role, to create life forms and also to act as a biological weapon. Due to its volatile nature at ambient temperature, the engineers housed the pathogen within special containers. Those affected by the mutation were subject to violent mutations. The principal theory of their connection to the xenomorphs, which was mentioned briefly by Ridley Scott in his director's commentary for the first Alien DVD, is that the engineer's ship in Alien was a bomber, and that they used them as biogenic weapons to fight an ancient war against an unknown race. There is some evidence to support this, such as the xenomorph's biomechanical nature. Xenomorph eggs were believed to be used as bombs on an enemy planet, and then the xenomorphs would proceed to kill the entire population as they spawned. In Prometheus, it is known that a lone engineer was responsible for the creation of the human race. He sacrificed himself as his people left the empty Earth, drinking chemicals that dissolved him and changed his DNA to the planet's first microorganisms. Humanity would eventually develop from this sacrifice, making the engineers the ancestors of the human race. As such, human DNA and engineer DNA are virtually identical. The lone engineer's reasons for doing this is unknown, though it seems his race did not hold any positive regard for their descendants. Dozens of cargo ships carrying the weaponized black liquid were set to launch for Earth to release the pathogen and let it wipe out humanity, only to see the engineers somehow lose control of their intended weapons and perish. The crew of the US CSS Prometheus believed that the abandoned planet they explored was an outpost for weapons engineering and development, lending credence to the theory that the engineers created the xenomorphs. It was also noted by the crew of the Prometheus that the engineers on LV-223 had been dead for around 2,000 years. This had led fans to speculate that up until about 2,000 years ago, engineers were on good terms with humans, but a specific event occurred which caused them to become hostile towards humanity.
The internet's just
This
a really
explains the
toxic
cave
place in
drawings
general, you know?
inviting humanity to track them down.
It's kind of like...
So despite the consensus generally being middle
It's kind of
to
like a
negative
double-edged
towards
sword being on it, you know? It's entertaining
I in
as...
fact
I just
actually
totally
really
fucked
enjoyed
up.
the film for what it
It's entertaining
was.
as fuck,
That being said
but,
though,
like,
story-wise
you know?
talking about the Alien franchise as a whole,
Not
I
necessarily
prefer
the best
the
place
idea
for
of the
people's
space
mental
jockeys being the half organic,
that.
half machine, as we all thought they looked like in the original film, as opposed to them being giant humanoids inside a flight suit as depicted in Prometheus. Do I personally think an engineer / space jockey will appear in Romulus? I would say no, I don't think they will, as they look to be going back to basics, kind of like how they did with Prey, and I don't think they'll want to weigh down the story with a load of baggage carried over from the prequels, even if they don't actually dismiss those films outright. Would I myself like to see an engineer in Alien Romulus? Again, I would say no, as I'm more of a fan of the idea of them just being mysterious and left to your imagination. The same way I prefer the xenomorphs to be a natural species as opposed to them being created by David or the engineers. Will the black goo return in Alien Romulus?
You ain't wrong.
In the new trailer for Alien Romulus, while examining the hive mist covering a walkway, the android character known as Andy is holding on to some sort of vessel housing a number of about 5 or 6 tubes, which each look
Take
to
that,
contain
that's
some
exactly
sort
it,
of
bro. A little
liquid.
bit of clout, bro.
What could
It's all
this
it's
mystery
about.
substance
A little bit
be?
of clout, it's all
Is there a
it's about.
possibility that it could be the black goo from the 2 previous movies, Prometheus and Alien Covenant? The black goo was an extremely potent mutagenic pathogen consisting of millions of small microorganisms. It was manufactured by the alien species known as the Engineers. It was designed to act in a dual role, to create life forms and also to act as a biological weapon. Due to its volatile nature at ambient temperature, the Engineers housed the pathogen within special containers known as urns. Those affected by it were subject to various violent mutations. In the prequel movies Prometheus and Alien Covenant, the pathogen was used by the Engineers to create life on Earth, or at the very least, human life. In the distant past, a chosen engineer drank the substance which broke down his body, repurposing his DNA to create a new organism, giving birth to the human race. Clues left behind by the Engineers allowed a scientific expedition funded by the Wayland Corporation to track them to the planet LV-223, which housed an engineer outpost containing thousands of black goo urns. Detecting the humans' presence, the urns began to release their contents, which leached into the soil, mutating native earthworm-like creatures into hammerpedes. David, the mission's android, collects a sample of the pathogen and spikes Holloway's drink with it to see what happens. Some of the other members of Wayland's expedition are infected by the black goo, creating violent mutations in some, and in the case of Elizabeth Shaw, has to remove a creature known as the trilobite from her own body. Once grown to full size, the trilobite attacks the last engineer, impregnating it with an embryo, which emerges as the Deacon, a xenomorph-like creature. When David and Shaw use the remaining engineer ship to travel to a planet known as Paradise in search of the engineer homeworld, David drops the entire payload of the black goo onto the planet's residents, which are thought to be another human-like species created by the engineers, wiping them out. In the ensuing years before the Covenant arrives, David experiments with Dr. Shaw's deceased body and the black goo, creating a new xenomorph strain called a neomorph. When the Covenant's crew finds David, some are infected and attacked by the necromorphs. David's latest experiment is a new iteration of the creature, which is essentially a more primitive xenomorph called the protomorph. He tricks the survivors of the Covenant by disguising himself as their android Walter, as we last see him with a couple of facehugger embryos and access to all the Covenant's colonists ready to continue his experiments. So, if true, the inclusion of the black goo would connect the new movie with the 2 prequels, and it would make sense with Prometheus and Covenant both being set before Romulus. If we take a look at the part in the trailer with the facehuggers escaping, we see that they are not inside eggs like they normally are, but seem to be kept inside some sort of incubation unit, with each facehugger being surrounded by a membrane of thin material it can escape from when ready. Could it be that these facehuggers have been essentially reverse engineered and grown by human scientists artificially? And where have we seen that being done before? That's right, David using the black goo. So it would make sense in that regard for the black goo pathogen to exist in this new movie. Something else that could hint at the prequels being acknowledged is that Ridley Scott is actually involved in the creation of Alien Romulus, so it's unlikely they'll just trash everything he's done in the last 2 films and act like they didn't even happen. So do I think myself that the black goo will appear in Alien Romulus? Honestly, I think it is possible, and there may be a chance of it returning for the reasons I laid out earlier. Ridley Scott is involved, so it's not impossible some stuff could carry over from his prequels, and it's set after Prometheus and Covenant, and their story was never finished in a 3rd film. So could they perhaps integrate some of Scott's original ideas for a 3rd prequel into Romulus and include them that way? Do I think it should? Well, I'm easy either way. I think it would be a good opportunity to include some ideas from the cancelled 3rd prequel, but only if it works well. But I don't think it's essential, and I don't think the new movie would suffer for it not including the black goo. I think it can't hurt, but it isn't necessary. With the release of the new Alien movie, Alien Romulus, fast approaching, there are many fan theories, rumours and speculation out there on the internet. One of the most prevalent is, will the xenomorph from the original movie, nicknamed Big Chap, return in Alien Romulus?
Fuck, I hope so.
The last time we saw the Big Chap was at the end of the film, where it is shot by Ripley
Yo, Super,
with a
what's up, dude?
harpoon
How you
from a
been?
grappling gun and sucked out of the airlock of the Narcissus, then incinerated by one of the craft's rocket engines. But what if it wasn't completely incinerated, but rather blown away, if you will, from the ship, but not actually destroyed? In the novelization and script, I believe, it is stated to be blown to pieces and explodes from the vacuum of space, but in the actual film itself, we don't actually see it destroyed to that extent. So one of the most prevalent theories of what's going to happen in Alien Romulus to introduce the xenomorphs into that film is that apparently Weyland-Yutani, or the company as they're also called, are going to somehow find the first film's alien floating through space and recover it, and then of course, being a xenomorph, manages to fight its way out of containment and propagate, and basically set in motion the rest of the plot for Alien Romulus. Although at this stage I wouldn't yet class this info as a spoiler, as it's not actually confirmed, it's very much still a rumour, so I would still take it with a pinch of salt, but it does sound interesting and like it could work. From what I've seen, fans seem to be split down the middle on the idea of this actually happening in the new film. The biggest piece of evidence to support it would be the images of the creature. In one specific shot, there is some very visible damage on the dome of the alien's head. At the front, there seems to be a big hole, and then as you get past the front, the whole rear half of it is missing, as if it was melted away perhaps. There is also this shot of some people carrying some sort of black coloured mass in another teaser released for the film, and also how out of all the xenomorph designs we've seen in subsequent films, the design here most closely resembles that of the first films, the Big Chap design as it's become known. If you're unsure where the name Big Chap comes from, it's not literally the official name of the alien, but it comes from the director Ridley Scott. During filming, he would refer to the actor Balaji Badejo when he was in costume as the Big Chap. The actor himself was 6 feet and 10 inches tall, and combined with being inside the alien suit would have been massive. When he was needed for a scene featuring the alien, Scott would say, "Bring in the Big Chap," and this nickname later carried over to refer to the alien character to differentiate it from others in later films.
That's actually sick.
If you're not English,
just chilling, I hear that, brother. I got
aren't,
fucking hammered
and you're
last
unsure
night.
what chap means, It means the same thing as guy basically, but is an English term mostly
Bring in the
used
big
by
guy.
older people a few decades ago. Not as common nowadays, but back in the 70s it would have been more widespread, so it's pretty much the same as calling someone big guy or big man. So how could the first movie's alien be found by the characters of the latest film? Would it be plausible, as critics of the theory have said it would be too small of an object in the vastness of space, especially when they weren't sure of the exact location of the derelict, which was way bigger than one.
Alright, I gotta go let my dog outside real quick. I'll be back. Keep going. Outside, let's go. Come on. Keep going.
one xenomorph. Well, there are some counterpoints they could use to explain them finding Big Chap floating in the void. One I've heard is that the grappling gun attached to it could have had some sort of tracking device in it, and they follow that and find it, which I guess is possible. Or, as the Narcissus wasn't too far away from the Nostromo when it self-destructed, they could have gone to its last known coordinates and begun their search from there, as they were aware of the xenomorph to some extent, so probably would have done all they could to find it. Also, bear in mind, Alien is set in the future, so they would no doubt have better sonar and stuff than we have today, so something we'd write off as impossible to find in our time may not necessarily be true in the future. You may say, but they couldn't find Ripley and the Narcissus for 57 years, so if they couldn't find a whole escape shuttle, how would they find a single xenomorph? Well, something you have to keep in mind, being such an evil company as they are, they would have cared way more about finding the specimen than looking for Ripley. They may not even bother looking for her at all, but they would be way more willing to find the alien, as they wanted it for their bioweapons research. Another counter-argument is that there are some differences between the designs of the xenomorph in Alien and Alien Romulus. If you compare the released photos to the first film, yes, there are some small differences, like the face being a bit more rounded, kinda like the design in Alien Covenant, as well as the teeth and inner jaw looking different. Also, the lips, cheeks and chin areas are different too. But honestly, I think these are just things glossed over by the effects company, with it being made over 40 years later and by a different effects studio. I think they aren't that concerned with putting it under a microscope and making it 100% accurate. They probably just made it close enough for it to be recognisable enough for people to make the connection, as you have
Your
to
friend,
remember
that's a
these
Steve
movies
Jobs
are mainly
quote,
targeted
dude.
towards normies and casuals, general audiences, not the absolute hardcore like you and me, who have watched every single movie and played the video games and read comics and know all this different trivia. It's for people just going to the cinema having a good time. So I really wouldn't look into it that deep in this regard. Possibly it could even be not the big chap itself, but they could have cloned it or something. Perhaps they'll find its body and clone it. When compared to later films, the design of the xenomorph from Alien 1979 is actually
Am I gonna run up Apex? Bro, I dropped like a bunch of 20 bombs last night, man.
Translucent head dome, upright posture, and has the most biomechanical features out of any xenomorph.
Didn't know that.
When compared to the aliens
that's
in the follow-up
Steve Jobs
Aliens
quote,
by
man,
James
dude.
Cameron, the aliens in that movie have a different looking head and are more hunched over. Colour-wise, they have more brown patches and a blue hue due to the film's lighting. Alien 3's runner alien has a quadruped body layout, as well as no dorsal tubes and a completely brown coloration. The smooth dome returns. In Alien Resurrection, the cloned aliens actually have some human DNA mixed in from the same cross-contamination Ripley 8 had, giving her acid blood and increased strength and dexterity, as well as giving the alien queen a human womb instead of an egg sac. These xenomorphs have a more fleshy appearance and digitigrade legs with a brown colour. Due to using the same suit but painted black, the aliens in AVP share the design of Resurrection but are black instead of brown. And in AVPR, they are the same as AVP1 but the ridged head from Aliens returns. Then, as there were no true xenomorphs in Prometheus, we skipped to Covenant, where the protomorph alien looked closer to the big chap design but ran on all fours and was more fleshy, less biomechanical. So as for myself personally, I would say that I actually do believe it is likely that the first alien will return in Alien Romulus, and that this rumour is true, as from what I've heard and seen, that's the feeling I get, and it sounds like the sort of thing they do in a film where they really want to reference the original a lot and pay homage to it. Do I think it's a good idea? Well, I would say I'm in the middle. The idea does interest me, and I think a good script could pull it off, but on the other hand, it would be very easy for this idea to fall down the member berries trope we see a lot in movies nowadays with nostalgia.
Got 2 last night.
Moment.
I got 2 of them.
Well, LV-426,
And then
the
I
planet from both
fed
Alien and
my
Alien,
homeboy Cicada
appear
20
in
bomb.
Alien Romulus.
Well, I didn't really feed him. He just
Also
fragged
known as
out.
Acheron,
We also,
it was
well,
one of the
we
3
kind of
moons
helped.
orbiting the
We kind of
gas
helped.
giant Calpomos.
You know, we just go in and shoot people and then just let them finish them.
System, 39 light years away from Earth. The moon was given its common.
You know? BO1 multiplayer anytime soon? I mean, maybe. Maybe next weekend, bro. I'll keep that in mind.
This Friday, the deadliest creature of all time will show you what fear looks like, sounds like, and feels like in IMAX. Alien Romulus.
Hi, I'm Fede Alvarez, director of Alien Romulus. Make sure to watch it in IMAX on August 16. The following are some of my favorite scenes from the Alien movies. I think the first one comes to mind always is the first kill of the xenomorph on Ridley's original Alien movie. What's brilliant about it, obviously, is that it's the first time that the creature was presented to the world. And to me, as a kid watching that movie, I remember trying to figure out what that thing was, and it literally feels like part of the spaceship. But what makes it even more brilliant, I think, is the fact that the kill itself, I mean, you see the shot and the inner mouth coming out, you don't have no idea what you're looking at. But the best part is the genius of Ridley Scott is he decides to, instead of staying on the kill, he cuts to the face of the cat.
This son of a bitch is huge.
It's a big lesson that we apply in this movie as well to when we had restrictions based on what it was the reason, technically budget or whatever it was for a particular moment, sometimes the best choice is to cut to the cat, is to cut to someone else's perspective or cut away or not actually showing it, because the horror usually is always in the audience mind, is where the horror truly is. What you imagine is happening is always sometimes worse.
Movement. Signal's clean. Range 20 meters.
They found a way in.
One of my favorite moments on Aliens, when the group together, the Marines, Ripley and Newt, are trying to get away from the creatures. They lock themselves in a room, and the tracker is showing that they're getting closer and closer and closer, and the beeping sound gets more intense and more high pitched.
12 meters. 11. 10.
It's the genius of James Cameron to know that just the beeping getting more high pitch and high pitch and high pitch will drive you nuts, knowing they're getting closer.
5 meters, man. 4. What the hell?
And it gets to a point that it's supposed to be inside the room and they're not there. And like every best twist on every story, what happens next is what you should have seen happening, that the fact that they were not in front of you didn't mean they were not close to you. That's a great moment where they pick over the ceiling and they see all the creatures are crawling their way to the room. It's a crucial part of something you learn from that scene, that you have to play against expectations. You have to surprise the audience as much as you can, right? One of my favorites is Aliens, when Bishop, played by Lance Henriksen, gets inside this little tube and they cut it out with a blowtorch.
Good luck.
See you soon. He gets inside, you can't even believe how he fits in there. And then they seal it back up with him inside, and he's just like army crawling inside that tube, and you're like, God damn, it's like any claustrophobic person nightmare. Which obviously is inspired by the first film.
Oh, God, it's moving right towards you.
When the captain dies. Which started it all. Sound design is a massive part of this franchise as well. If you look at Alien and Aliens, there's a lot of music in them. It's all the atmosphere created by the sound design of the ship. We do the same here. We have obviously an incredible score.
Bro, that fucking old sound
like James Horner's score of Goldsmith's score. You gotta commit at the time when people forgot there was music in the movie, and then boom, the music blasts, and it just really hits home.
Just stay still.
One part was obviously to nail the style and nail the sound of it, was to not only recreate, but even go and find the original tapes for the original movies and use those same tapes on our movie for the sounds of the ship, the sounds of space, you know.
This place gives me the creeps.
We really went above and beyond to get the original sounds from the original film.
That's fucking sick. This is giving me hope for the movie, listening to this
On
motherfucker,
Alien
man.
Resurrection, there's a moment that is actually one of the most terrifying moments of that movie. It's when you see the xenomorphs swimming underwater for the first time. How helpless the rest of the crew is there, like when they're just have to get out of the water. Either they're gonna drown or they're gonna get eaten by a xenomorph. Such a brilliant concept. That's probably what inspired, and some degree, the cryo chamber scene to say, okay, we've seen xenomorphs underwater, have we seen facehuggers underwater? We came up with this idea of like filling the room with a couple feet of water and putting the facehuggers there, which, you know, obviously create a very terrifying experience for the characters. That was definitely a good way of, sometimes the scene that is quite different, but it still inspires you to do a new version of it.
Alien Romulus hits theaters on August 16th. Face your fears in IMAX.
Fuck, man. I can't wait for that movie. It's gonna be so good. Cannot wait, bro. Bruh, come on. Suck on my blue. No, not again. Double hit. Sick. Come on. Die like a dog. Oh, this whole fight I haven't had any range or anything? Damn. Any range boost? None of that? Fuck, dude. No wonder that one was so rough. I never tried RuneScape. Is it fun? It's super addicting. For sure. I have fun playing it. So. Bitch. It's a very good like AFK game, you know? So when I'm like driving on the road for work and shit, well, I'm not driving. I'm not the one driving, but when the guy's driving for work and shit, I just sit here and play this on my phone. Sounds dangerous. What's life without a little bit of danger? All right. Excuse me. Okay, he just, you know, floats underneath me. That's fucking sick. Like seeing that. Rune plate leg, some Cerebrus. I clicked the wrong fucking thing, dude. I'm thinking right now. Not gonna lie, that chair is dope. It's alright, brother. It's better than the other one I had. A little bit more comfortable, you know? A little bit more comfortable for sure. Ah, motherfucker, die. Got some more Sarah Doman brews. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Hey, how you doing? You got Tokes? Yo, Shawnee, we'll rip one together after this, alright? That cool with you, my boy? Oh my god, we could potentially beat a PB here. We could have a PB. No, I fucked up. We're no PB now. I wasn't paying attention. Forgot about that attack. You fucking cunt. Whatever. Redeem toke. I'll definitely take it after this, brother. Very good, very, very good. Just stay away like that. Can you blame them? Work sucks sometimes, man. Can you blame them? I've been working a lot. Fuck, I resonate with your coworker, you know? Got prayer pods coming now. Yo, fuck Sean, I just messed up, bro. I forgot the toke. My bad. My bad, brother. Here. My bad. We'll do it after this one, 100%. You gotta remind me, though. What am I saying? Remind me? I'll remind myself. My bad, though. My bad. That was an accident. My bad, brother. My bad. Could have given a heads up. I mean, I guess. What do you mind if I ask what you do for work, Martin? I was using the wrong prayer. Damn, bro, we're getting so many fucking brews. I just fucked myself. That's cute. Excuse me. Can I hit a fucking shot, man? I'm hitting so many fucking zeros this time. Oh my god. Okay, after this, Shawnee boy. Did I start up another one after that? Oh my god, I think I might have. Fucking brain dead. My bad, brother, my bad. I'm just in the flow state right now. You know how it goes. My bad. Here, let's do it here. Packing one now. Packing her up, Shawnee. Cheers, buddy. Cheers.
Fulfill your destiny. TheorySabers.com.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
So, we've got the Skeleton Crew trailer, finally, and we have a new LEGO Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy with Darth Jar Jar trailer as well. So we're going to go ahead and watch the trailer for the Skeleton Crew, and I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and I'll probably host a live stream later in the day and see what the chat thinks about it too. But yeah, let's go ahead and check this out.
Bruh. Fuck, suck my flaccid penis game.
Tomorrow's test will set the course of your entire future.
Don't you ever want to do anything exciting? Like
No.
what? What if we could go anywhere we want in the whole galaxy? A real adventure. No
Bro.
more pretend. I found something buried in the woods. What do you think it is? think it's a lost Jedi temple.
Bro, this is Stranger
Be
Things,
careful where you step.
Star Wars, Goonies. Hell yes. Hell yes, dude. This is awesome. All right, cool.
It reminds me of the
All right,
Goonies
all
a
right,
lot,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Lost. Really lost.
'Tis dangerous out there in space. Trust no one.
That looks pretty good.
All right. Here we go.
You're a Jedi.
All right. All right, chat. I'm on board. Nah. Look, this is like some totally new,
What?
original, freaking, looks like from the 80s. Bunch of kids on an adventure. They're lost in space. I mean, dude, sign me up. This is like
Okay.
just what I grew up with, essentially. This is like, take me back to the 80s kind of thing. I wasn't born in the 80s. I was born in the 90s, 1990. But there was still that heavy influence that flew in. And this, many times I've been excited for a trailer. But look, there's nothing they can really, I always say this, and I don't think there's much they can mess up in this. It's all original new characters. It's something completely different. And it's following a bunch of kids on a whole slew of different adventures. And they come in contact with someone that can use the Force. I'm not going to say he's a Jedi because we don't know yet. And I don't want to assume, but I don't want to assume his affinity. He might be a Jedi. He might be a Sith. He might be a just a Force user. Maybe a dude who like never even became a Jedi, but has some Force abilities. Who knows? But hey, this looks fun. I am stoked for this. I think this will be something enjoyable. I think it'll be something lighthearted, and it'll be something that brings out the kid in all
I'd
of
love to
us.
get the pet
So
right
I'm a
now.
big
That'd be
fan
cool.
of Pixar. Like I love, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., all those animated movies. And this kind of takes me back to E.T., The Goonies, well, Stranger Things, but first season. A little bit of Pennywise, it's a little spooky, little like, oh, what are we gonna find? Hey, cool, man, this looks fun. Looks intriguing. I'm interested. I'm not thinking this is trash. So, and I know Jon Favreau also did another movie like this. What was it called? Baldur's Gate or something? No, that's a game. Jesus. Zathura. Was it Zathura?
Zathura?
Space Adventure. I think it was Zathura, right? Yeah, dude. Zathura. So this reminds me a ton of that. You haven't seen that movie? Go check it out. It's pretty fun. I love
The movie
movies where
sucked.
you just kind of go back to being a kid. I think those are the best. And they're also great for kids too. So it's like, it's a win-win for the studio. Parents want to see it. Kids want to see it. It's, yeah, dude. Okay. Sign me up. I'm looking forward to this. I am a fan. All right, let's send me out to the
BO6? Fuck no, dude. That looks terrible. What's up, Rocky? How's my boy? Ooh. Gotta kill this fucking guy. Can you close my door?
Start closing it yourself.
Well, look who just walked in. Go ahead. As if I don't close my own fucking door. My dog pushes it open every fucking time. Kitty, 17 hours essentially. Do we continue on this righteous path, or do we just go fish? Here, give me a second. I'm gonna look up
Get the vehicle now!
he fucking flips him off.
I told you to stop! Call the authorities now!
I think I just witnessed a killing at Lowe's.
This chaotic scene erupted mere moments after Freddie Nelson and his wife Carrie arrived at the Delta Park Lowe's in Portland, Oregon. What may have started as an explosive argument rapidly escalated, turning deadly in the blink of an eye.
The security guard just shot my husband!
About 7 months before this appalling incident took place in September 2020, 49-year-old Freddie Nelson, a home renovator and woodworker, was stopped by 2 security guards after he'd loaded up his truck with wooden pallets taken from behind Lowe's. The guards worked for the Cornerstone Security Group, which provided armed security and was hired only to patrol the parking lots of Delta Park. While it's unclear what happened prior to the security guards' body cam footage being turned on, Freddie can be seen trying to leave.
You're sitting there shaking. You're looking for a fight, man. Whatever. I can already tell that the adrenaline's pumping through you. You're ready. You're balling up your fists. I get it. I see it.
I'm balling up my fists, holding my keys.
You want to fight.
You just.
So you know what?
And so you're trying to agitate it, right?
now.
And you're trying to agitate it. You're trying to agitate it, right?
I'm going to take you down.
You're trying to agitate it, right?
Do you understand me? Do you understand me?
You're trying to agitate it, right?
Okay, at this point, my question. Do you understand what he's saying?
I do.
Okay, good.
So are we done here? Are we done?
We are done. Get in your vehicle. Leave Delta Park.
Hey, look, I'm getting in my vehicle. So you don't need to tell me to.
You're talking to me.
Okay.
Get in your vehicle.
Don't be giving orders.
Get in your vehicle now.
I gotta go to work anyway.
That's what I thought.
Go to work anyway.
Kirby Avenue. And stay on this side when you come back.
W hours,
Whatever.
Sean.
Can you please move so you're not blocking the road, a public road?
One of the guards parked the red vehicle you can see in the footage, and it blocked Freddie's ability to leave.
You want to keep going, bro?
I'll get out. You. Run, Mike.
I'm not.
Step back.
I'm not dealing with jail.
Okay.
You understand?
Can you
Step
just
back.
move?
Just because you're mad at me and him, do not give me the attitude.
I'm gonna apologize to you on that.
On his side
Could you
like
just
that
go
again.
so that I can get
I'm
out of the
pepper
situation?
spray. You understand? Don't do that.
The guard eventually moved his vehicle so Freddie could leave, but this was just the beginning of the volatile incidents between Freddie and the Cornerstone security guards. In January 2021, Freddie was once again approached by two guards. They saw that he had collected more pallets and had left his red and black truck out front while he went inside the store.
All right. We can wait here.
Out on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know we've had this problem with them before doing this. So I think it's time to boot him off. Because we keep telling him.
Are you saying you're excluding him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know that in the past we've told him not to do that. We keep telling people not to do that. So other guys have been excluded now.
Yep.
He's excluded.
Yep. Man, you're not supposed to take pallets. I know.
While the guards waited for Freddie to come to his vehicle, they took a look at how many pallets he'd taken. While they seemed to be under the impression that Freddie didn't have permission to take the pallets, this wasn't the case.
We're going to tell him, take those pallets, take them off site, and don't come back until January, what's today, 15th?
Yep, January 15th, 2020.
That's right.
Freddie had been collecting pallets from Lowe's for a few months at that point.
I know you've kind of had trouble with them in the past, haven't you, a little bit? You know?
He doesn't, yeah. We've spoken at Kirby Avenue a couple times. He really doesn't like us.
Well, he's not going to like us right now.
Nope.
But?
Yeah, no. I'd rather do a show of force on this guy than not.
It was at this moment that Freddie exited the store.
What's up? So, we see that you're taking pallets.
Yeah, I was just didn't talk to the manager.
Okay, so here's the problem. It's a property rule violation. So this has nothing to do with Lowe's.
Okay.
We are going to ask you to go ahead, take these pallets off for now, but the problem is because of multiple property rule violations in the past with other people doing it, we're having to enforce it to the point that we're not going to let you back onto Delta Park Center property for the next year. Okay?
Oh, I'm not allowed right now?
Yeah, we're going to ask you to leave. Like I said, you can take these pallets, but yeah, we can't have you back on Delta Park Center property for the next year.
Whatever. Take it up with Lowe's.
What was that?
Take it up with Lowe's.
No, sir. You can take it up with the property owner of Delta Park Center.
Brian.
Know him by name. Okay.
While this incident ended without issue, things would only escalate from here. What no one could have predicted was just how explosive things would become. On April 19th, Freddie was once again stopped by a security guard while he was behind Lowe's, about to collect more pallets.
No, you leave this property now.
You leave the property now.
No.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, turn around. I'm going to put you under arrest.
No, you're not.
You want to bet?
No.
You are under arrest now.
No, I'm not. I just came out of the office.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are trespassed from the Delta Park property. You are not to be here.
I just came out of the...
I don't care.
Well, go deal with them.
I'm not. I'm dealing with you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not under arrest.
You will be here in a second.
What's your name and ID number?
You don't need it.
What?
So I don't even know you're a legitimate security officer.
I am a legitimate security officer.
How do I know?
Because I'm right here.
You can buy all that.
You're right, I can, but I work for Delta Park.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You work for TMT.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
It is.
They don't.
You are not
know
allowed
Delta
to be
Park.
here. It's not working. You are not allowed to be here.
Whatever.
You need to leave now.
I think I'm on this guy's side, bro.
Just go talk to management.
No, I'm not going to.
An incident report from a week before this footage reveals that a security guard spoke to the Lowe's manager and confirmed that the company Freddie worked for was actually contracted to pick up the pallets. Freddie even showed the business card to the guard and the manager. The report claimed that the pallets were supposed to be picked up in a truck with the company logo, which Freddie's truck didn't have. Regardless, it seemed like the guards knew he had permission from Lowe's to be there, and yet were still telling him to leave.
Okay, whatever.
You need to leave now.
I got work to do.
Leave.
As soon as I'm done.
No.
You don't even know the rules.
I do.
Yeah.
You are trespassed from this property. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
What?
Stalemate. If you're not arresting
No.
me, you want to bet? Back off. You want to bet? Go ahead. I got the same thing you do. Yeah, well then back off. No, not going to.
According to the report later filed after this dispute, the guard claimed that Freddie had a small can of pepper spray in his left hand. However, the footage shows that the can appears to be in his right hand. The guard stated that he then pulled out his own pepper spray for self-defense.
You're not arresting me. You want to bet? No. Come talk to management. No, I'm not going to. It's time for you to leave.
Freddie then began walking back towards Lowe's.
It's time for you to leave. You are trespassing from this property.
You're going to be the next one to trespass.
No, actually, I'm not.
Yo, Sean, thanks for chilling, buddy. As always, you stay out of trouble. Have a good one. Wait a few seconds if you can. I'll take a toke with you. Let me kill this fucking bastard.
I'm
He's
gonna
about
be
to
arresting
die.
Freddie here. Yep, I need PD out here now. I'm behind Lowe's, yeah.
While Freddie headed into Lowe's to get management, the security guard aired his grievances to a bystander.
He's trespassed from the property and he knows it. So
Anybody knows the rules, it's you.
he's not gonna come back here without police. So
Yo, Tokes, let's go.
I'll tow it. Watch me.
Watch me. This guy's just power tripping and shit.
Oh no, this is what he does.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah.
The incident report from that day states that the Lowe's management did ultimately ask Freddie to leave, but said that they would figure everything out so he could get pallets later. It appears that despite the security guards trespassing Freddie, the Lowe's management still expected him to come and pick up pallets. This would become very important later. The report also claimed that Freddie was trespassed on April 12th for allegedly stealing pallets, while other footage showed him being told he was initially trespassed in January. More discrepancies would come up soon. While the continued clashes between Freddie and the security guards were certainly distressing, things would only intensify from here. Once again, Freddie was approached by two guards, this time while he was in the front parking lot at Lowe's.
Go! Get off the property. You need to get off the property. Go! You want to play that game? Okay. You can be here. You did nothing. You can't be here. Yes, you have. You've been excluded from Delta Park property for 1 year. You're now trespassing, sitting in the property.
For what violation?
You are not supposed to be on Delta Park property.
For what violation?
One, you've helped somebody get away from stealing. We have that documented. You've taken pallets. We have that documented. We have you on camera several times.
They have never.
We have you documented. You're not a vendor. We've already talked to them. We've already talked to them. So either you need to leave or you go in handcuffs. You decide. You want to play that game? Okay, get out. Okay. Then, okay, let's call PD.
Officer. Officer. What's up? I gave you my name. Yep.
We have bolos out even for you. So.
The security guards did in fact have a bee on the lookout for Freddie. The bolo shared with the Cornerstone security guards stated he has attempted to state he is an approved vendor for Lowe's. Regardless if he is or isn't, he is not allowed in Delta Park Center. Notably, while the bolo says that Freddie can be hostile, it clearly states that he's not known to be combative. The bolo also directs the guards to place him in custody if he does not comply with orders to leave the property. Everything came to a head on May 29, 2021. When Freddie parked in the Lowe's lot with plans to look at flowers with his wife. Within 30 seconds of parking, and before the couple had time to walk away from their truck, they were approached by a Cornerstone vehicle. The security guard stopped partially in front of Freddie's truck, and an altercation immediately began, one so dramatic that witnesses nearby started filming. 28-year-old Logan Gimble, the Cornerstone security guard, confronted Freddie and Carrie, telling Freddie that he was under arrest for trespassing. Freddie apparently argued that Logan had no authority to arrest him. While this part of the argument wasn't filmed, Logan turned on his body cam soon after, capturing the rest of the harrowing incident.
Off my property. You know you've been trespassed. You know you're not supposed to be here.
No fucking shot. Oh, I fucked up so much.
You refusing to leave my property?
Oh, you fool! Oh, I'm fucking off now.
I told you to leave property. I told you to leave property. You've been trespassed and warned multiple times.
I'm calling the police. Get
the out the vehicle now! You already tried to hit me once! You move this vehicle again, I will fire!
Logan immediately shot 4 times into the windshield of the truck, fatally wounding Freddie.
I told you to stop it! Do not angle the vehicle at me! Call the authorities now!
Oh, God!
I told you not to move the vehicle! I told you!
I don't know, I'm kind of on his side. He's like, I parked in front of him. Like, how is he supposed to get out?
Oh my God! You already tried to hit me with the vehicle once! And that is assault! You also used pepper spray!
He's just yelling at a dead person.
All of this occurred in less than a minute after Logan turned on his body cam. In the immediate aftermath, a witness to the horrific event called 911.
I think I just witnessed a killing at Lowe's.
Oh, the security guard just shot my husband! Oh. Oh.
This guy got awfully quiet real fast.
Oh my God, you killed him, you
I told you, he tried to hit me!
Why'd you shoot him?
Because he tried to hit me with a vehicle! That is assault with a deadly weapon!
You called 911! You killed my husband! Yes!
Are you on the authorities with them right now?
I'm on 911 right now.
Told them that he's been trespassed multiple times.
I watched you.
Okay.
We all watched you. Yes, he's shot. Yes, we definitely. I see blood. Yes.
He's bleeding out.
He's bleeding out. I'm not gonna go over and
Do
help
they
him.
want me to render aid? I don't know what to do at this point.
You want security to render aid? Are you calling medical? What do you want him to do?
I'm right here standing by. My camera's on. Everything's been recorded.
Yes, he just shot my husband. Oh my God. His wife.
She's hysterical and rightfully so.
Yes. He told me. Yes. He's been told you trespassed multiple times.
I shot him 4 times because he tried to hit me with the vehicle. They're on their authorities with him right now. He locked his door. He tried to hit me and pin me between the vehicle.
Ma'am, do you have a key to get in the car?
Yeah.
Give me a key.
This is open.
Right away, Logan begins repeating his version of events, but there are some key specifics in his story that will be challenged later.
He pulled his gun and he said, "Stop, or I'm going to shoot you." And the guy tried to run him over again.
He tried 2 separate times.
Yeah, I know. And he's got it all on his camera. Take care of your husband.
He also attempted to pepper spray me.
He what?
He also attempted to pepper spray.
The cornerstone. Oh, get in. Oh, is that what that was? He shot out the window?
Yep.
Notably, Logan doesn't mention that he first pushed a bottle of pepper spray into the partially open back window of the Nelsons' truck and attempted to spray the couple.
He's been trespassed by me, every
I
security
didn't
member
even
on my
see that originally. Damn. So many cracks. What?
team. He's been trespassed by the police, and he's been trespassed by the owner of Delta Park.
So, did you hear all that?
And he continues to come on property.
Okay.
While they wait for the police and ambulance to arrive, Logan makes a few questionable comments, seemingly talking to himself.
God, I did not think I'd have to do that. Of course, they're gonna sympathize with the victim.
I think his wife is on the phone screaming.
I know you're trying to help.
I just want to make sure that if there's anything I can do to help.
They're apparently two paramedics. This is out of my scope.
This is out of my scope, but I'm allowed to carry a gun and shoot him.
Tried to pin me between the vehicle right here, and then tried to hit me right here again.
About 5 minutes after the shooting, officers arrive on the scene.
I don't know what you need me to do. This is the first time I've ever had to do this.
Just have a seat.
Okay. I had to discharge my firearm.
Logan claimed he was the site supervisor responsible for all of Delta Park. He then told officers that Freddie had attempted to hit and pin him between his own security vehicle and his truck. The officers instruct Logan to call his supervisor, and he once again relays the same story, this time emphasizing a notable detail.
He angled the car for me and tried to floor the gas, and that's when I fired.
In the middle of the officers checking Freddie for signs of life, Logan makes this request.
Is there a way I can get tomorrow off? So I can, process what the I just did. Okay, I know we're tight, but...
A few minutes later, an ambulance also arrives.
Bro, how the fuck is this guy carrying a gun, dude? What the fuck? That's insane.
Eventually, an officer guides Logan to sit in the back of a police vehicle.
I did not think I'd have to do that today.
After leaving Logan alone for 5 minutes, the officers return to collect his firearm.
Hey, bud.
How's it going?
Go ahead and step out of the car. Is that cool enough back there for you?
Yeah, it's a little warm, but it's all right.
Okay. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna take your firearm. You don't have to touch it, okay? Yep. We're just gonna wait for the detectives and stuff. So it's just kind of protocol when somebody's in the back. Yep. So it doesn't say you're in trouble or anything like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of the process. There's a weird thing with my DPST. I got armed during the whole COVID thing. I mailed my stuff off, and I have yet to get my actual card.
Don't worry about it.
But I do have the gold paper or the yellow paper that was issued today.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
As it would turn out, this was an issue that Logan would need to worry about. The day after the shooting, he was brought in for a formal interview where he was read his Miranda rights and agreed to speak with officers. He tells them that he was in the Air Force for 6 years. He was then asked to describe some of the things he dealt with working as a security guard.
So would you say that you've been able to resolve a lot of situations using just either verbally saying stuff to people or
de-escalation? Usually it's a lot of time it's just being calm, rational. But if you're talking about the individual I dealt with, he's been a problem for us for a really long time. I was going out, driving around, doing my patrols, and this guy, his name's Freddie, he's been trespassed from our property before. He's been trespassed by me, he's been trespassed by the members of the security team, he's been formally trespassed. I think we had to get the police involved at one point, and they went over there and formally trespassed him. And then he was trespassed again by the owner of Delta Park, because how the whole incident started was like months back. My guys were chasing a shoplifter out of, it's either Marine Fishermen's or Dick's. I think it was Marines actually. The dude stole a bunch of like knives and other tools. This guy, Freddie, drove by, opened up his car and let the dude hop in that we were chasing and then peeled off with him. And so that's why that's where the trespass started.
Along with the other security guards, Logan had several prior verbal disputes with Freddie and had banned him from public areas about a month before the shooting.
He would go into the back of Lowe's and he would steal a bunch of pallets from them because he has a little pallet company. But they had no formal agreement with him at all. He had no okay from the manager. I went in and verified with him.
Carrie Nelson, Freddie's wife of 30 years, was interviewed the same day she witnessed her husband being shot, and she told a very different story than Logan.
But security has a personal beef with us. It says that we're stealing them, but we have permission, so they've been harassing us for like a month and a half now.
Mark Wilkins, the property manager of TMT Development, which managed the Delta Park Center, stated in an email that Freddie was not an approved vendor authorized to remove pallets. He also said that he spoke to Freddie and told him he was not approved, but that he was only trespassed from private property owned by the landlord, not from public areas. In contrast, Logan claimed he'd banned Freddie from public areas about a month before the shooting.
Wait, I gotta go back.
Hawkins, the property manager of TMT Development, which managed the Delta Park Center, stated in an email that Freddie was not an approved vendor authorized to remove pallets. He also said that he spoke to Freddie and told him he was not approved, but that he was only trespassed from private property owned by the landlord, not from public areas. In contrast, Logan claimed he'd banned Freddie from public areas about a month before the shooting.
Everybody, most of the managers know us in there.
So you have a contract with Lowe's to take the spare pallets and use them for your own?
No, we sell them.
You sell them?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the contract at? Do you have that with you, or is it?
It's just a verbal.
Verbal contract. Yeah. Do you know who you have the verbal contract with at Lowe's?
She works in the back. I don't remember her name.
Adding to the confusion, police spoke with Lori Sugarbeer, the receiving manager at Lowe's.
I was not here the day it happened. I had no idea what happened, but I dealt with this for I want to say at least a month before the incident even happened. And I was working with TMT, or trying to, emailing TMT saying, hey, this is the person I want Freddie Nelson here to pick up our slag pallets. They're trash to us. We don't ever do an official business, contract.
Okay.
But we do try to find someone who can come and pick up our pallets. So that's the gist of what I was trying to get TMT to authorize, because I know we've been rounds with security here saying we can't have anybody back here. I'm like, well, you're impacting my business because I really need these picked up. I had emailed TMT, and a week later I emailed them saying, look, we're having issues with Freddie and this security group because whatever, I have no idea. And every time I dealt with them, they were seriously over aggressive with Freddie because he was literally just standing there with me and I was having a business conversation with him.
Uh-huh.
And they would just zoom up and be like, you have to get off this property right now. Bye. And I'm like, hey, we're just trying to get this resolved. And every single time, Ryan, I was like, why are you guys just attacking this guy?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
There was no formal agreement. It was just sort of like you had identified Freddie as a person that you were willing to let take the pallets from the back of the store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's sort of your responsibility in some way, is to manage the pallets not being there anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I manage all the trash here.
And how many times do you think that you were with Freddie when Cornerstone Security had contacted him?
At least 3 times.
Did you tell them that it was fine for him to be there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I told him, I said, no, you have to understand, I'm working with Freddie. I have been working with Freddie. I've done before this all happened, even the first interaction with them.
In her interview, Lori also added this.
That's pretty.
Was there ever an issue with Freddie stealing pallets from you guys that you know of?
No.
Okay,
no.
So
Absolutely not. Every time I authorized him to take the ones that because he was there. And I'm like, hey, can you just take these 30?
We started getting on to him about it, you're trespassed, you're supposed to leave. And so what he would do is he would just come on our property and...
FYI, Freddie is now teasing security by driving on DPC property but not stepping a foot out of the vehicle or parking. These are text messages. I'll be right back. I gotta go blow my nose. Lol. Lol. I forgot this shit was even live.